Welcome traders to another day of trading insights and opportunities. If you've been on this journey for a while, you know the importance of staying ahead. And if you're just starting out or you're struggling to find your footing within the trading community, this is the place to be. So today we're focusing on a key trading signal that's equally vital for a seasoned trader like myself or new traders or struggling traders who are looking for answers, and that is the inside bar. These simple patterns could hold the key to your trading success, because inside bars are not just chart patterns. They're your chance to unlock the secrets of the market, the simplicity of the market. And by the end of this video, hopefully you'll have the knowledge to leverage these patterns for your trading journey. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Whether you're a long-time subscriber or new to the channel, you're in for insights that can transform your trading game. So let's get started on this list. This list is put out for free every single day. It's our daily watch list. This one's for Thursday, October 19th. I put them out for free. Another thing that's free is my Discord. That link is in the description below. So make sure you're joined there to learn and earn together. And let's get started on this list. The screen you're looking at, that's TradingView. I've also provided you a link for a free 30-day trial to the sub-based services on TradingView, so you can check that out. But let's start with BAC. So there are no inside bars here on BAC, obviously, but what we do have is a 2 candle. And a 2 candle is a directional candle. It either goes up, breaks the high of the previous candle, or it goes down and breaks the low of the previous candle. It can only break one side. But what we've got here is a 2 up, but it finished red. That means the sellers brought it back throughout the day. And when we have something like that, a 2 up that finishes red is what I say, we're looking for this to trigger back to the downside. This is what we would call also a shooter candle. So in the strategy that we teach here, there are 3 actionable signals. There's a shooter candle, which you see, a hammer candle, which is the opposite, where the body's at the top and the wick's at the bottom, and then an inside bar, which you see right here. Okay, so those are the 3 high probability plays. So we're going to look at Bank of America. We're going to look for triggers at 27.21, first target at 26.72, and those targets are just the low of the preceding wick. If this was to trend up, we would just take the high of the preceding wicks as our targets. You can see these candlestick numbers here, the white outside bars, the yellow inside bars, this time frame continuity. That's all part of my indicator that I created for you guys. That link is also in the description, or it's part of the Griswald Gold membership, where I also give the top 5 from these watch lists. Let's move on to IBM. This is where we start getting into the meat and potatoes of what we talked about earlier in those inside bars. So inside bars, or those yellow candles, are consolidating candles, a 1 candle. They don't break the high. They do not break the low of the previous candle. They stay within the range. The outside bar does the opposite. It breaks both the high and the low of the previous candle. So if we go back and look in time at the way these 3-1 setups, these rare patterns perform, we triggered, and we hit targets, okay? This is very organic trading. You're not going to see any other lines other than my triggers and my targets and the time frame continuity. You don't see any of that. It's organic. We do what the candlesticks are telling us to do, okay? That's it. They all tell a story, and you just need to be able to realize what that story is. Now, sometimes they fib, and you don't get the full story, okay? Like this one. We didn't hit targets. So would I call it a failed trade? Not necessarily, but we didn't hit targets. Okay, so that's what we're looking for on these setups, is to hit targets. This one here, 3-1 setup, we triggered off of this inside bar, and we hit multiple targets on the way up on this candle. So that is what we're looking for, and that's the probability. And the probability tells us that more often than not, we're going to have a successful trade off of these 3-1 setups. And you don't have to look for them on the daily chart. You can look for them on the hourly chart, on the 30, the 15, the 10, the 5. I don't care, but these are some of the patterns that you should be looking for when you're trading. Now we look at Google. We go to Google. So Google had that 2 up that finished red that we talked about on BAC. So again, we're just going to look for those puts to the downside with a 138.71 trigger and a target at the low of the preceding wick, 138.53. On to QCOM. There's that inside bar. Okay, that's what we're talking about a lot today. The inside bar, the consolidating candle. And look, inside bar, big break to the downside. Inside bar, we gapped up. So we ended up going outside bar, just like we did on this setup. Now, we still hit targets on the way down, but it ended up going outside bar. So You guys have to be able to manage your risk. This channel teaches you that. I've got 100+ learning tool videos teaching you on how to manage your risk when you're in the trades. Inside bar, run up. Look what I did there. Let's move back. And just look for these inside bars, and that's all we do. And when you find the yellow ones, they're easy to spot. This one, not so successful. This one, big run up. Okay, this one, we ran up for 3 days. So you can go back in time and look at any of these off of TradingView, and you'll see that the majority of the time they perform the way we expect them to and the way we're talking about in this video. So here's a 1-3 setup, opposite of the 3-1, where we have the inside bar first and then the outside bar. So this is what a man by the name of Rich from Trading Wars calls a nirvana. We call it a 1-3 setup, but you play it the same way as an inside bar. You can look for a break of the high or the low of that outside bar, and we're marking our targets. It's the high of the preceding wick. That's gray. Let's make it green. The high of the preceding wick or the low of the preceding wick. Okay? It's really that simple. The strat uses 1 candles, 2 candles, 3 candles. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Here's an inside bar on Apple. Shooter candle inside bar. So 2 actionable signals. Doesn't mean it's not going to go to the upside. So we can look for calls at 177.58. But because we're closer to going 2 down than we are 2 up, I'd be more inclined to think this would go as a downward trend. And we look for puts on Apple with triggers at 175.11. On to AMD. AMD, there's our inside bar again on AMD. We look for calls at 104.78, puts at 101.74. If you're wondering where I'm getting those numbers from, if you follow that yellow line across, there's your 104.78. There's your 101.74. From AMD, we are heading over to Alibaba. Let's get Alibaba up on here. What is going on? I guess while we wait for Alibaba to load, I did talk about the Griswald Gold membership. And so within that membership, you get the top 5s from these watch lists. You get a 1-hour course on what we're teaching here today. You get one-on-one time with me on Google Meet or Zoom. You get the indicator that I've created for you guys and a bunch of other insights, live trading bots. So they send you the inside bar setups on the hourly, the 30, the 15, and the 5 on multiple different tickers. Okay, those come straight to you throughout the day. Alibaba inside bar, so we can look for those calls at 83.78, puts at 82.76, and we do have that shooter candle. And if we look at the time frame continuity on these higher time frames, the month, the quarter, the year, everything's telling us we're headed down. Even on the week, that's telling us we're headed down. So probability tells me that we are going to continue that trend because there are sellers in BABA right now. INTC inside bar shooter candle. So this one, it's a little bit mixed on the time frame. So it is an inside bar, it is a shooter candle, but we can still play this on either side. There's just multiple different things that we need to look at, and that will determine what makes a really high probability play or just a setup that we see with an inside bar. So calls at 36.02, puts at 35.45. We move on to MU, where we have this big green inside bar. Calls at 69.55, puts at 67.98. AFRM, 2 up, finished red, and we are stuck in the inside bar. So those 2 pink lines represent the high and the low of last week. It is also showing me with this yellow circle on the indicator that we are stuck on that inside bar. We are sitting inside bar on the week. So if we go to the week, the weekly chart, that is, we had this inside bar shooter candle. Right now we have a second inside bar shooter candle on the current week, a live candle, and we're just waiting to see which direction this is going to go. So we are closer to going 2 down than we are to 2 up. We'll see what AFRM brings our way on Thursday. BA, that's a Boeing company, 2 up red, shooter candle. You notice the time frame continuity is all red. You also notice this pink line that we've already broken. We are already 2 down on the week. So we'll see if Boeing continues that trend tomorrow. Datadog, inside bar, stuck on the inside week. You can tell by the 2 pink lines. Puts at 88.21, calls at 90.90. Inside bar on DocuSign, where we look for calls at 42.56. And like I said, the targets, high of the preceding wick. We can look for puts at 41.55, targets, low of the preceding wick. Etsy, inside bar, calls at 69.68, puts at 67.69. You know how to draw the targets. Inside bar on Macy's. So again, we look at Macy's, the majority of the time frame is pointing down. So we'll see which way Macy's could trend back up. The time frames on the higher time frame, or the color on the higher time frames, are telling us there are sellers in Macy's. So puts are possible or probable at 11:30, calls at 11:52. We move on to Oracle. There's that 3-1 setup again, that rare 3-1 setup pattern. So inside bars happen, guys, and they happen more often. 3-1s are very rare, 1-3s are very rare, and double inside bars are even more rare. So if we go back and look for that gold highlight, this one went outside bar, inside bar, into a double inside bar, and then ran. This 3-1 setup, we triggered and hit targets. This 3-1 setup, we triggered and hit targets. Did exactly what it was going to do. There's a triple inside bar on Oracle, even more rare. So this one here, I wanted to zoom in. This 3-1, we triggered, we hit targets, and what happened? Look what happened. We hit targets and back up it went. And that's a lot of times, that's what happens. We trigger, we hit those targets, and that's all it'll give you, because that's all it said it was going to give you. If it gives you more, then it gives you more. But based off of this, it's saying if I trigger, it's very, very likely that I'm going to hit my targets that I've given you. Like, these candlesticks are giving you everything that you really need to trade. That's why I say it's very organic. You don't need all the RSIs, the MACDs, the crossing lines, the crossing EMAs. You don't. You can use what the candlesticks are showing you and telling you and trade perfectly well and fine and be successful at it. Inside bar off of Roblox. I don't have it marked out, so let's mark it out together. Trigger at the high of the wick, trigger at the low of the wick, and we take whichever one breaks first. Just like this inside bar, boom, to the upside. 3 straight days this ran. From Roblox, we go on to nothing, because that's it. That's the list, guys. So I'll run through here. You can take a snapshot of it if you want. BAC, IBM, all the way to the bottom. Finishes with Roblox. Thank you guys for watching. If you have questions, leave them down below. Make sure you are subscribed and you hit that bell. There are a ton of learning tools available for you guys to learn this strategy, including at the end of this video, make sure you check out the SPY 155 strategy that I've created and what I use to trade every single day. Don't miss out on that. Don't skip it. Okay? Make sure you watch it. It's a game changer for you guys. Good luck on Thursday. I'll be on in the Discord tomorrow. I'll be on Twitter tomorrow, so make sure you guys are following me there. I'm also on Instagram. I won't be on there during the day, though. But Twitter and the Discord, you'll be able to find me there. Good luck trading, guys. I wish you nothing but the best, and we'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.